everyone, I'm Brendan.
And I'm Karen.
And together we're Fox and Rabbit. We're filming this, our 21st Flosstube, on Sunday the 26th of June. Hopefully this one works. We've tried a couple of times before and we haven't had much luck.
Oh, I can't believe the last one where was it? Was it last weekend or the weekend before? I've lost track.
I don't know, last weekend I think.
We filmed it was last weekend. We filmed a full Flosstube. I think it went a bit over an hour and a half. We thought it was okay, and then we realised when you went to edit it that night
Nothing was in focus.
Nothing, again, was in focus. We were still in focus this time, but everything we were showing, which was a lot, was all out of focus. And Bren was up until, I don't know, 1 or 2 in the morning. Oh, well, I was up with you trying to work out if he could insert pictures over the top of the blurry bits, but it was like our stitching and all sorts of stuff. So, yeah, it just didn't happen. I said, look, it's okay. We're just going to load it up. It's been ages since our last Flosstube. We'll just load it up and the blurry bits will just be there. But no, Bren just hit delete and it was gone. So
I had a tantrum.
We did. And we thought about, we were going to think about refilming it at like 2 o'clock that morning, but we had to be up for our Patreon Zoom the next morning at, I don't know, 6 o'clock or something. We thought, no. And we wouldn't have exactly been happy chappies if we'd refilmed it at 2 o'clock in the morning. So sorry about the massive delay. I think it's been 5 weeks now since our last one.
6, I think.
Maybe 6.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
But you'll notice that
we're not in our usual place.
And there's probably a little bit of an echo as well.
Yeah.
We're actually filming up at the studio today. We've moved everything up in the studio.
Yeah.
We had to move because the house looks like a pigsty. I didn't have time to clean it. But we're actually setting up a studio up here as well. So we've moved all the studio lights and the cameras and stuff up here.
So we're to film our next Flosstube, I guess, yeah.
And we'll be setting it in a different room, not this big empty area room that we're in at the moment. We've got to remove a bit of permanent furniture from the wall.
Yep.
To be able to set the new studio up. So we'll have a new studio space that will be permanently set up. Which means it'll be easier for us to record videos.
Yeah. So it'll be a permanent setup here. The lights will be on. The camera will be in the proper settings, so we won't have to worry about it being knocked and out of focus. And it also means if we want to do a quick, say, Facebook Live or something like that, everything will be set up and we can just do it. We won't have to, all the time Bren takes to take the lights down, set everything up and get everything organised. It'll just be here. It also means, too, that we'll probably film them on a Friday evening after we've finished for the day, or Friday afternoon, film it, and then Bren's got the weekend then to edit it and get it up, and we don't have to think, oh, we can't go out and do this today because we've got to film Flosstube. So it's going to be really good. In fact, after this, Bren's going to continue dyeing for the day, and I'm ducking down to IKEA to get us a table and some chairs and everything. So
we'll get that set up over the next couple of weeks. So the next Flosstube will be filming in the new section, but it probably won't all be set up by then.
Oh, it will be. I'll be having all my pretty things all behind me.
Karen's going to get the hammer out.
That's going to be the first thing. I've got permission.
You don't have permission.
I do have permission. I can put all the nails. I think behind us this time, I don't know, we'll have a bit of a play. But we might put on the wall behind us in the new space our stuff, all of our frame stuff. So, I don't know. Who knows? It'll probably grow. And the good thing is it's not our home where we've got everything set up on our sample wall. We'll be able to rotate things from time to time as well. As we finish things, we can take things down without having to put a nail in our wall at home. We can do it up here. So
we'll do it nail in someone else's wall instead.
Yep.
That's the way. So
that's really good. That was Brendan's brainchild this morning. We thought that's a good idea because we're up here most of the time. And it just means we can do it during our day rather than on our weekends and stuff. It'll still load on the weekend though.
Well, hopefully we'll get back to a normal schedule again.
Oh, we've got to. It's terrible. It's been a crazy few weeks though, you must admit.
Yeah, so now that we're in the new space, except for a little bit of racking, which I've got to hire a truck to get up here.
And I'm desperate for. I need to get things off the floor.
I actually might go to the hardware store and buy a couple of extra ones today.
Yeah.
We're pretty much all moved in here now and operational. We're catching up really quickly. Shipping out orders every couple of days.
Yep.
Just for an example, in the last 2 weeks, I think we've shipped, 20 odd orders, 20, 30 odd orders. But we thought we might actually start telling people what shops are getting deliveries.
Yeah, because we're getting asked all the time, who's got linen coming? Has someone had a shipment sent to them? When are they getting one? So we thought, well, if we can let you know as they go out what shops are getting them in the next week or two.
Yeah.
And we will do that constantly. We'll also list them on our socials as well, on our Instagram and Facebook, in case you don't see this.
Yeah. These are all the orders that have gone out in. Well, these are some of the orders that have gone out in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Some of them have been delivered already. Some are on their way, so they should be there in the next week or so.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Just go through the list.
Yeah, just read out this. So this list of shops, if you're after things, you can just give them a call.
Yeah. So just give them a call. These have all got linen. Some of the orders are bigger than others, but they've all got linen either has arrived or arriving
very soon, depending on the mail. Wow, could that be any more unstable at the moment? But yeah, so.
Yep. So Backwater Shop got a pretty big order.
Yeah.
We've got a few more orders to go to them over the next couple of weeks. Shakespeare's Peddler. Teresa got
that's Kitten Stitcher.
Yep, we shipped a really big order to her.
Yep.
And there's another 2 orders that'll go later this week. Pixide Needlework in the UK shipped a nice order to Sue. Country Sampler, Cross Stitch Cupboard, Gary Lee, Sly Fabric Arts, Cross Stitch Station, Keepsakes, one of our favourite shops. Kimmat Designs, Fancy Works, Attic Needlework, which will be there in a couple of weeks.
Well, about 7, but yeah.
Not that long.
Oh, God, don't tell me which got too much to do before we go.
Knowledge and Needles, Clark's Craft, Colorado Cross Stitcher, Shepherd's Bush, Garon Stitchery.
Hey, Gary and Ronnie.
Art and Frame, they're in New Zealand, and then the Black Hat Stitchery.
Yep. So that's a good selection of shops, and there's lots more going out the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, so there'll be a whole bunch more going out late this week.
Yep.
Throughout this week, but
yep.
The bulk of them will be going out late this week, and we'll tell you who they are as they ship.
Yeah, and also up on our next Flosstube.
Yep, and then we've got one more die run to do after that, and we're up to date for all of the small shop orders.
Well, the majority of shop orders.
Yeah.
Except we've got 123 Stitch and Fat Quarter Shop constantly send through rolling orders. So we're never ever going to be up to date with that. They'll all be constantly going out. So is that the case?
Yeah. So hopefully we'll get some reasonable shipments to those 2 stores before we go on holidays, on vacation in August.
Yep.
But the remainder of their orders will be shipped out as soon as we get back.
Yeah, because as I said, just no sooner are we getting one lot done, there's 1 or 2 or 3 more orders coming through. So that's just going to be constantly cycling through those orders. But they will have constant stock going to them. But yeah, so then we're going to America in August, and so because we'll be caught up then, and we're not going to have the rain and the move and everything when we get home, we'll actually be able to schedule future orders for shops as they come in. So if we get orders while we're overseas, Brendan will be able to say, okay, he'll have his diary with him. This is roughly where you are in the die schedule, so they know exactly where they are in the queue because we'll have caught up.
We've worked out in the new space now what we can die per week. Yeah. Comfortably. So that we can make sure that we keep up with our commitments. Yeah,
and that we're not working 7 days, 24 hours a day, which we've been doing some long hours. It's nicer up here. It doesn't feel as stressful up here, but we're still doing some very long hours just because we're 2.5 months behind with the rain and the move.
Yeah.
So the long hours are there for now, but not when we get back.
Yeah. So come September, we'll be back to our normal
schedule,
2 to 3 week die schedule for everybody, which would be good.
Be good. Absolutely. We can have some days off again. I've forgotten what a day off's like. We had half a day yesterday.
Yeah, half a day off yesterday.
The sun was out. It was 20 degrees, which I think is about 70 degrees Fahrenheit yesterday. And friends of ours had a stand at a market up the road. So we just went and got out in the sun for a couple of hours and then back to work. Yeah.
But it's been a busy couple of weeks. A lot of you know that my dad had been sick and he'd gone home and been on holiday, been on vacation.
They went up to Norfolk Island, had a great time.
But
Thankfully.
when he's got back, he's actually got really sick again. He's got a staph infection in his blood, so it looks like he caught that in the hospital, which was a nice present for them to give him.
Yeah.
So he's been in the hospital now for almost 4 weeks.
Yeah. Turned to septicemia, so he was actually very sick. But luckily he got up there quickly and they were able to treat with massive doses of antibiotics. He's on he's should be home soon. He's been there a month now.
Yes, it's just going on 4 weeks now.
Yeah, he's ready to get home.
Yeah.
But then just as he was about to go out, he got gout in his knee or something. It's like, oh my goodness. But what was good is
just as they're about to discharge him to send him home for a nurse to come, then the government stepped in because apparently it's a reportable infectious disease. Yeah. So then a whole series of new doctors have come in now
to make sure he was being given the right protocol. What was good about that? I know he was upset that he didn't get to go home as early as he'd hoped, but it meant that some quite serious doctors got to review his case to make sure that everything they'd been giving him and all the antibiotics he's still yet to get were correct. So that, I know he was upset about that, but we were quite happy because it was a bit of a rare thing how he picked up this bug in the first place.
He's caught it in the hospital.
Yeah, when he had his last operation. So yeah,
but it's just been sitting there dormant. Yeah, I guess, waiting for
them to have their vacation and then get back. But yeah, he was very, very sick. So we've been. He's good. He's looking like his old self again now. They just want to get him home. But there was a situation where the nurse was going to have to come twice a day to change the antibiotic because he's got a catheter directly into his heart or something. So she was going to come every 2 weeks until the end of his course of antibiotics. But he's been in there so long now, they think they may keep him in just for that final week so the nurse doesn't have to come to the house. So
we'll know.
But yeah, that's been keeping us busy up and down, and because that's about an hour up the road, the hospital from us. So.
Yeah, and I got the man flu.
Brent got crook, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he thankfully it wasn't COVID, but you were pretty sick for about 4 days there, so that set the shipping back because I was still coming in here and I was ironing and packing, but Brent still had, I think it was one colour yet to dye. It was like, no. But, yeah, you had a bad headache for like 4 days, and it takes a lot to lay Brent out. So
it doesn't really.
Well, yeah.
A big sook.
But he went and got a PCR test. It wasn't COVID. It was just your good old-fashioned flu. But, yeah, I said to him, there's no point coming in here. Like, I mean, he could come in here every day, get half a job done, and he'd be sick for longer. So I said, just stay home, rest, put the Audi on, and have a cuddle with the dogs. So that's what he did. But yeah, so that was after your birthday though. So we're trying to think of all the things because we mentioned so many things in last week's Flosstube that never aired. The week before, whatever it was. We can't remember what we've said and what the last video was. It was Brent's birthday on the 12th of June. So we went and saw Penn and Teller, which was was wonderful at the Opera House in Sydney. That was at the Opera House.
That was pretty amazing. And coupled with that, it was right in the middle of the Vivid, which is Sydney's Festival of Lights. Yeah. So they light the city up with all different kinds of decorative lights.
They put it on every year just for Brent's birthday.
Yeah, well,
it's actually on from I think late May to late June. Weeks, but it's spectacular. Every year it gets bigger and better. But yeah, it was wonderful. That was just an added bonus. We forgot Vivid was on.
Yeah, but it also meant it was pretty busy in there as well. Yeah, all the crowds that go in there. Yeah, but Karen got some Vivid fairy floss and some Vivid drinks.
It was a bit of a rainbow theme.
Yeah, yeah. So right at the end, if you stay right to the
putting
end,
it up, Brendan.
I'll put up a little video of Karen with her rainbow fairy floss with all the fairy lights in the fairy floss.
And I had just come up. I had actually had a cold also. So I had a cold for about 3 or 4 days, but it was pretty good by the time. Well, it was fine by the time we went in the city. But I just had the hair up in a ponytail. I had my glasses on because I can't see 2 foot in front of me when I don't, unless I've got my contacts in. So yeah, I'm looking very glamorous in this picture he's going to put up. But anyway, we had fun. Yeah. But Vivid was an absolute bonus. But I also think too. I think just with being on the tail end of this whole COVID thing, I don't think the crowds were what they've been in the past, though. Like we went in 1 year, didn't we? And you could not move shoulder to shoulder with people. But having said that, there was also another whole week yet to go of Vivid. I don't think I would have wanted to go on the last weekend of Vivid, would you?
No.
I think that's what we did that time before. I think
No, we went on
the long weekend,
on the Monday
and it
of the
had
long
been
weekend.
raining for a week, so nobody had been able to go in. It was on, but nobody could go in, so therefore everybody went in on the long weekend. Yeah, we wouldn't make that mistake a second time, would we?
Well, we did.
Well, we did, yeah, but there was a whole week left of it yet. So.
We went on the Saturday.
We went on the Saturday, yeah, but the Saturday of the weekend that we went the last time was the final weekend. They've extended it a week since then.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But there were still more people than I was kind of comfortable with, but we just tried to forget that. And we didn't get sick from it, so.
Well, we got sick.
Well, maybe that is where you. Oh yeah, the food was not like just at the food stalls and stuff. What did you pay? What did we pay for?
It was 20.
I think of loaded chips, which were awful. We couldn't eat. Was it $20 or something?
It was
crazy?
over $20. You had to throw it out.
Crazy, and you had to throw it out.
It was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen.
The
in my
fairy
life.
floss was good though, and we also had. Oh, we don't have them here. We had them at home to show in the last video. We also had these cool light bulb glasses that were flashing all rainbow colours. So
they had peach bubble tea in them.
yeah, which Brendan had to drink because I thought it was disgusting. But I said I want those cups so we can put water in them and have our rainbow lit. Or maybe we have a gin and tonic in them. I don't know, but it's going to be fun.
You don't drink gin and tonic.
I would drink gin and lemon squash, maybe. I don't know. Maybe straight gin. Who knows? Just joking. Yeah, so that was good. If you have a chance to see Penn and Teller, and I do know they have a permanent gig, I think, in Las Vegas, they are sensational. They were better than we thought they were going to be. So
yeah.
Tick that one off Brendan's bucket list.
Yeah. What else have we done? Patreon.
Yes.
We started a Patreon
did.
since the last video, which has been really successful. Thank everyone for supporting us. Karen sort of dug a hole for herself with that.
I did.
Because in one of the tiers, we had a big meeting with the people from Patreon.
Yeah, they phoned us.
They phoned us from the US and took us through a whole bunch of stuff after we'd started it and really helped us set it up properly. To make
So
sure
we originally had 3 tiers.
To make sure we knew what we were doing, and Karen decided to add.
No, the lady from Patreon suggested we should have a tier between our first one, which is just like...
Yeah, but you decided to add an extra
Well,
thing.
yes. So we thought, well, if we're going to add that second tier in, we need to make what was the second and third, which were going to become our third and fourth. This is confusing. We had to put extras in those. So I said, well, our top tier gets mailed a fat quarter of our linen 4 times a year. So I added project bags, which I make.
Yeah, but there's 100.
But I didn't think we'd have that many in the top tier.
I think there's almost over 100 people in there now. So
yeah, so that's...
You've got 100 project bags to make in the next 2 weeks.
In the next 4 weeks. It's by the end of July.
It's got to go out
before we go away to the States. So, yeah. But the good thing about that is he's buying me a new sewing machine. So, win-win. But, yeah, I kind of thought I'd be doing about maybe 30. So thank you, everyone, for joining our top tier. But, yeah, we are so grateful. We were blown away by how many people that have joined us on this crazy journey. This is just one of the finishes. This was... my little design for this was the small design. We had a sampler as well. Sometimes they'll be computer generated, which I'll later stitch, but this one I actually stitched. So that was for tiers 2, 3, and 4. We've been blown away. I mean, we've had quite a lot of people join for an entire year up front, which they don't even know whether they're going to enjoy what we're doing yet, but we're going to make sure that they do. But my gosh, that's a leap of faith, which we weren't expecting. We didn't originally have that 12-month option, but the Patreon lady said that that's a good idea, and so we put it up.
No, they set it up for us.
Oh, they did too. That's right. We thought, well, no one's going to do that.
They custom set that up for us,
and they did, and they continue to. So thank you so much to everyone. We're having fun. We've had our first since we filmed the one that didn't go to air, and now we've had our first Patreon Zoom.
Yep.
Stitch up meet up. That was fun.
Yep, 26 people. I think,
that was fun. Yeah, so that was good. We will do a mixture of Zooms and also just streaming, but we're still working the streaming thing out. Now that we're going to have the the filming space here at the studio, I think we'll be able to stream a lot better. Brendan gives Brendan an excuse to buy a second camera so you can see what we're stitching while we're streaming. So that'll be fun. Yeah, so that's in the last... It feels like it was like 2021 since we last filmed sometimes. What else, baby?
We also had a normal Zoom as well.
Yep, we had a regular Zoom. That was fun.
Yeah.
That was and have we had your...
And we had
the Thursday Zoom since our last one too,
well.
I think, yeah. So, like I said, it feels like a century ago. And that's been great fun. So, and what else, baby? We've got some merchandise.
But we've got some Zooms coming up again.
We do.
So that if you wanted to come and join us on one of the Zooms, if you just look below in the links, there's a link to sign up for that, to get the details
July
for
ones.
those Zooms.
And obviously our patrons will let you know the next date very, very soon.
And we've been asked by a lot of people, because we originally just did some as giveaways, some merchandise as giveaways.
Yeah.
But we've been asked if you'd actually make it available to everybody by a few people. Whether people are interested or not, I've got no idea. But we've partnered with Teespring to actually put out a range of merchandise. Again, the links are below if you wanted to have a look at it.
And they drop ship it first, don't they?
Yeah, they do all the printing and the drop ship for us, and they've got distribution centres in the US and a few other countries. Yeah. So it makes it a lot easier and cheaper to get the things to you rather than for us to sell them via our website. So I've got a few samples here of some of the stuff that they've done. Yeah. So we've got...
it's a tote bag?
Tote bags or...
We're a long way from the camera, so let's hope, Brandon, that this is not focusing. I'm pretty sure I can see that focus from here.
I can't see that far with the glasses.
So that's, well, no, neither can I.
Yeah, and we've got some coffee mugs. And we've got a whole bunch of different kinds of T-shirts that are set up with all different designs on them. But this is the sample of one of the T-shirts that we got. So they're available in a whole range of different colours.
And sizes.
And obviously size that suits you. And again, as I said, we're partnered with Teespring for this. So Teespring actually handle all the distribution, the printing of the shirts on demand and the distribution of all the items.
Yeah. Because if we were shipping them from Australia, the postage would be crazy. So postage is just going up all the time. So, yeah, and that seems to be working really well. Everyone's getting their shirts and stuff on. They've been purchasing them, getting them on time, getting them in a fairly quick turnaround time, which has been really good. And we'll add things too as we go.
There's other stuff up there as well that I haven't actually got samples of yet. That's still coming.
That are on the website. Yeah,
some other T-shirts, things like double insulated drink bottle things and
I find these things. Oh, beach towel.
Yeah, there's a beach towel you can have up. You can lay us on the beach.
Oh God. Imagine, mind you, thank goodness we don't actually have to buy the stock first, because it won't be a beach towel. I'll probably be sitting there for quite a while.
I want one.
Yeah.
I've got to order one.
Time for summer.
I haven't ordered it yet.
Mm-hmm. I was just looking to it, by the way, in case anyone's wondering what the hell's going on with my hair, I actually am lightening my hair a little bit. So if anyone has ever gone from being very dark to lighter, it's a little bit of a process. So this is stage 1. I think stage 2 is going to be in about 2 weeks' time. I just...
just let the grey grow out.
No. But, when you've got dark hair, you get this big grey stripe down there. So I just figure if I go a little bit lighter, it's not as noticeable. So in case you're wondering what's going on with my hair, it's a work in progress. What's next, baby? What have you been stitching?
You're actually sticking to the list.
I am sticking, yes, because even though you didn't see the last video, I got in trouble for jumping all around the list again. So. Okay.
What have you been stitching?
What have I been stitching? Okay. Gosh, again, it feels like forever.
We haven't really been stitching much.
We haven't been stitching a whole lot, no. Our priority really is getting these orders caught up. I think you and I will both sleep a lot better once we're caught up. But
we're also not getting home until after 10 o'clock most nights.
No, that's exactly. So we've been up here quite late. So in fact, there was 2 nights. There was one night you stayed through the entire night. And then the other night I was here serging and ironing until about 2 a.m. And it actually got a bit creepy. Got a bit creepy here. But after about midnight, I don't know what happened, but there's a window to the side of our ironing machine here that we're in like a circuit. It's quite area. It's quite a quiet area, and there's just like a round circuit here, and obviously, you know, at midnight.
Racetrack at night time.
Yeah, there's a few idiots driving past it because it's such a quiet area that I think they figured, well, it's a long way from the police and everything, so they kind of use it as a bit of a drag circuit around this and else. But just a lot of the industrial area, there's like big trucks, delivery trucks that come after midnight. And it's just all you see, all these big flashing lights through the window. It's actually
that's across
creepy.
the road because they're a crane depot.
Yeah.
So you see the cranes coming in and out all night.
Oh, Brendan, look what I just found. I just found something I was looking for half the morning to show you later.
There was a lot of swearing looking for that.
There was, because I thought I put it away somewhere safe, as I tend to do, and now I can't find it. Okay, so I had a very small start on, as many of you know, I love the primitive needle, and I'm constantly collecting charts. Sorry about all that crinkle there. This is not overly impressive, but these are all, I've got the originals that have been loaned to me by a friend. You right there?
Just joking.
So I just work off, I use a working copy, because when someone's kind enough to lend you a chart that, like this Salem Remembered, I saw it on eBay the other day for $325. So, you know, I don't want the originals being damaged that are on loan to me at all. So this is Salem Remembered. This is just my working copy. Hopefully you can see that. And I've only got a very small start. I just felt like doing it the other night, something different, because there's only 3 colours in it.
Thread dangling off the side.
Oh, yeah, I do.
They want to lose the silk.
No. So there's just 3 colours in this one. They're not, I think one of them is the call for colour. One of them is discontinued now, and the other one I just matched close. I think the red was the correct one. So that's the fact. And this is just on a piece of linen that oh no.
It's Duxbury.
No, it's on Duxbury. It's on our Duxbury. So yeah, you can't really see much there. It's on a tiny little Q-snap because it's a very long, narrow one. So yeah, that's a very sad start. But I think it's a fairly quick stitch, so I want to get that one done fairly quickly. I still want to have my primitive needle raw. I just remembered something else that I'm going to get up in a minute and go and get off the wall. So I'll leave Brendan to show you what he did in a minute. I just remembered I've got that, my frame I got back from the frame. Just put this down beside me. That there.
You left that thread out.
I did leave that thread. Oh my god.
You might put it back in the bag, because otherwise you're going to lose it.
No, it'll be right.
That's gone then.
It's gone. That's not gone. It's right there. When is it going to go in this building?
In the vacuum.
The dogs aren't here today. Oh my goodness. Okay, another primitive stitcher, a primitive needle. Oh, I don't have the chart here. Must have left it at home. This is Witch's Hollow.
Your arms aren't long enough.
My arms are not long enough. Now that one is on one of the ones that I dyed myself.
Yeah.
So.
But you didn't write the recipe down for, so we can't replicate.
It's just my stuff, so it's not anything. Okay, and this is in a beautiful project bag too, by the way. I know I'm probably jumping all over the place, but this was from my friend Linda. It hadn't arrived in time for my birthday, so it was a nice surprise that I got during the last week, I think it was. This bag is...
Just watch smashing it down
onto
the $500 tablet.
Oops.
That has a very temperamental screen.
He's actually wanting a new one. So any excuse to get it at the new updated version, wouldn't you, Brendan?
Well, I'm not the one smashing the screen with...
Anyway, yeah, so this was a lovely, it's got all beautiful Australian birds and flora and fauna all over it from my friend Linda, which I just love. It's beautiful. It's from Terzar Handmade. She's an Australian maker of project bags. So yeah, so I love that. But the Witchy Stitcher has her new Supernatural Stitch Along mystery sale. I did the cryptid one before, and I kept up to date on that every week. That's actually up at the framers, so I'm hoping that by the next video I'll have that back from the framers. In fact, I'll have to give them a hurry along. Now, last time I stitched the entire border first. We have a month to do the entire border, and then Meg, the Witchy Stitcher, drops the supernatural creatures every week. I think at the end of every month we have a week off to catch up. So I've only had a really small start on this because I've been stitching something else, which I'll show you in a minute. But I do want to give this my attention this next week before I think the first creature drops, I think, Friday. So whether I get it all done right now, I don't know, but I will get the whole.
You've got no chance of getting it done before Friday.
Well, no, we are busy, but honestly, I live in hope. Anyway, we live in hope, baby. So this is actually, I think this is actually going to be a future release. This is oyster shell, and that's what I've decided to stitch. It's a very, very sad start. So they're all the colours. Luckily, most of the colours are from the cryptid sale. The only two that are, a couple that aren't, are the ones I haven't put on Flosstube yet. So there are a couple of additions. I cannot wait to see what the first creature is. Meg gave us a small little preview of a couple of mushrooms. So the guess is it's either going to be a gnome or Brendan thinks it's going to be a pixie. Either one I'm happy with.
I said fairy.
Oh, fairy pixie.
Because
whatever
fairy
has
brings
the mushroom circles. Fairy then. I hope so. Well, hopefully fairy's in there somewhere anyway. The one thing I am doing is I'm actually stitching it with the Anchor Black on the reel, which we bought in the States, which somebody also sent a very kind gift, which I'll show you later in the Stitcher Kindness. But I'm really loving how that is stitching. I think that has not been underrated. That actually is better coverage, I think, than the 310. Even though you bought the Cones of Doom for me, I think I'm going to stick with that black because I really, really like it.
So we'll throw those out, Brendan.
No, we won't throw them out, Brendan. Oh, my gosh. You're in a mood today. I'm just putting all this on the floor. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so now this is my favourite thing. This is the thing I do not want to put down at the moment. This is a stitch along I'm doing with Gary from Garon Stitchery. And I was watching their Flosstube, Sunshine Stitches Flosstube, and it's the Garon Designer Focus Month. This month it's Plum Street, so no brainer for me there. And he was going through all of his Plum Street charts, and he got to Ghoultide Welcome, and I sent him a message and said, listen, I'm happy to do a stitch along with you because I've been wanting to do this one for years. So we're doing it together. We came up with a fun, very Aussie hashtag. It's Brett will put it here. It's hashtag Gaz and Kaz Ghoultime Welcomes SAL. So it's a long one, but it's a fun one. Now Gary's doing his on our flannel flower, which I was tossing up between two, so I'm glad he chose that one. I'm doing it on our Tornado, and I'm sure he's way, way ahead of me because he's a much faster stitcher than me. But that's my start on Ghoultide Welcome. And if I could be a monogamous stitcher, and I'm really not, I would choose this one because I don't want to put this one down. I do want to get that supernatural border in as much as I can, but at the end of the day I really only have to get that first corner in because that's where the first creature will be, and then I can go back. So I just want to get this finished. I really want to get this finished. I'm sure Gary will have it finished this month, but I really want to get that finished before Halloween, by September, so I can have that one framed on the wall. I just love that, and it's nice to have. I love stitching along with other people, so it's nice to have that as a memory of a stitch along with Gary.
That's on Tornado.
And I'm sorry, that's on 40 Count Tornado. Yeah. So that's just wonderful. And the other start I had, as many of you know, I think I've mentioned it here a million times. I'm in the Teresa Kogut. I'm in her Patreon, member of her Patreon. Best thing I ever did was joining her Patreon. I'm in the top tier 4. And And it is just such good value for money. I know we were talking about this in our Zoom the other day. I think everyone's running off to join, I think. But what Teresa's doing this month, actually for I think the next 8 months, we're doing a mystery stitch along with her. So this is part 1. So we've got to stitch that. She's actually given us the entire border, which is great because I do like to get the entire border stitched. Or for those who don't like to stitch the entire border, that's just the first month. So that is for the next month. There was a Zoom last night for it. Teresa stitching it along with us. I did try to stay up. It was for midnight here, and I just fell asleep on the lounge. So by the time I woke up, it was over. She did say, I think, that she's going to try to do some that will be in our morning, which will be great, like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock or something, which will be perfect for me.
You still won't get up for that.
I will. Brendan Kirk.
You don't get up till midday.
I would like to get up at midday. We're more night owls, but I thought I'd be fine with I think it just shows that we're tired. Normally midnight wouldn't have been an issue for me, but just tired. So that's the Teresa Kogan. It's called Strawberry Manor, and it's the Patreon mystery sale for those in tier 4. Just putting these all on the ground. That'll be fun to clean up later. And my last start, my friend Julie, Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World. Jules Darling on Instagram.
Further over to the side.
Sarah, Memphis Sarah on Flosstube and Instagram, and I'm gonna miss somebody. I can't think. I'm blanking. We always stitch a full moon project. The first, around about the first and second night of the full moon every month. I was really slack this month. I didn't even realise. I think Julie was too because she was doing some other things, but I've got a big catch-up to do next month. But what we've chosen is the moon. Well, it's called The Moons of 2022 by Kathy Barrick. We're actually, because the full moons are basically the same every year, there's just every so often there'll be like a blue moon and a few other things, but we're just going to change that rather than the moons of 2022. I think there's also a thing in there for 2023. We're just going to call it the full moons. And so we stitch that on the full moon every month, and this is my very sad start, and this is on our paper bark. 40 count paper bark, but that's my I think I had the worst start of any of them. But so that was my stitching this month. My starts and my stitching, my whips. I'm just going to go and grab something off the wall at my desk while Brendan shows you what he's been stitching.
So you better run because I've only got one.
I know. I know.
So come on, run.
Open the door.
You've got to turn the door handle, then they work. So I've been stitching on Mary Inglis, which is my birthday stitch along. So it's from Merry Wind Farm. I haven't had much time to stitch at all. I've been getting home too late and my hands have been sore. But I've just slammed the door. It's
Thanks,
okay.
I did.
I've made a bit of a start, so we're getting there.
It's a good start.
And I'm stitching this on a to-be-released colour as well.
It has a name, though.
Yeah, white clay. It'll actually be released end of August.
Yeah, that was one of our. That was one of this month's Fabric Club colours. Is that right?
Yeah, so end of August, beginning of September, we're doing our next fabric release, and it's one of the colours we'll be releasing.
Yeah, when we get back from the States. Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had stitched Moonsick by the Primitive. This was our last full moon project with my friends I was telling you about. And yeah, I know.
There's a hair on.
I know. I can't. It's an actual Iggy. It's from
dog
the dogs.
hair.
I can't stand it. Or it's from the. I don't know if it's one of ours. I think it might be from her cat.
From their cat.
Anyway, the framer we told you, we were mentioning that we had found a new framer up here. It's actually Cunningham's Framing at Raymond Terrace. They are a very good framer.
If you take it back and get them to take it out.
I think we can probably just undo the back and do it, but it is going to drive me mad. They did a really, really good job, but Oh, no, but really. So I'm really, really happy with it. So but it does have the arc glass, but it doesn't reflect much. So I'm trying to get it so it doesn't reflect. What I was going to say, though, is Brendan used to frame. I used to stretch and Brendan used to frame nearly all of our stuff. And I just think for the sake of, they're very, very reasonably priced too. They do a really good job. But I think just for the, where we're under a bit of a time crunch, and now that we've got this lovely space up here with room, we're going to go back to Brendan framing a few of our designs. I'll sort of punctuate. I'll probably take our stuff, our own personal stitching up there, and punctuate it with doing it ourselves as well. So I think we'll probably frame our own stuff and our own stitching, our private stitching, we can drop up there that aren't under a time crunch, because they said this was about to be 2 weeks, and I think it ended up taking about 6. So, and like, I mean, the cryptid one was supposed to be 2 weeks. That's been a month. So, like, even when I rang them and said I was coming up the next day, they said they'd have it ready for me, and it wasn't ready. So I had to wait there about an hour for them to finish it. They'd stretched it, but not finished it. So they're really good, but if you're not, I was going to say, they're very busy. And also, too, the two ladies there are lovely. One of them had heart issues. I think she'd had 2 heart attacks or something. So, to be fair, all I mean is that if we're under if we need them back by a certain time, it's not ideal. But if you just need to drop them off and leave them, I know my friend Linda had hers, 2 of hers framed up there recently, and they did a fantastic job. So it's not an issue with the price is brilliant and the job is brilliant. It's just that sometimes, we need to get things finished, to photograph, get the patterns out, or go to market, things like that. And I think we need to have a bit of a safety net for our own designs. But as I said, you're going to drop your Mermaid of Salem Bay up there. So, as long as there's no, they're not in a hurry, then they do a great job. So that's, I'll just show you the back. You want to show the back? That's Cunningham. You can see the sticker down the bottom. So anyone who's up here on the Central Coast, or even if you're going to drive up from Sydney, the price that you save compared to some of the framers down in Sydney is well worth the drive. Maybe drop a couple of things up there at the same time. That way you can, not have to come up for just one thing.
Yeah. So
that's everything I've been stitching on. Everything you've been stitching on. What's next?
Purchases.
What have you purchased, baby?
A Juki overlocker.
I'm so excited. Yeah.
So we have
just over there. Sure, why we're both looking over there.
It's over on the side there.
Well, put a picture up.
Yeah, so put a picture up here of it. Finally bought the bullet and bit the bullet, I think it's the term, isn't it? Not bought the bullet.
Bit the bullet.
Yeah.
Oh, now I don't know. Yes, bit the bullet. Yes.
Yeah. And got a proper serging machine in.
Yeah. We've been wanting one for ages.
It's a bit scary, this one, but actually it goes up to 7,000 stitches a minute.
Way faster than any human could actually.
Well, I run it at about 4 stitches a minute when I'm running it.
Bren's actually been doing some serging. You like this new one, though, don't you, baby?
Yeah, it's nice and quiet.
Oh my goodness, we've been wanting one for ages, but because we didn't have room at the house,
it doesn't make a mess
like
the domestic ones do, where domestic ones throw dust and little bits of fabric everywhere. This one makes no mess, and it's
got
just
a nice little funnel for all the off bits to go into the bin. It's we've been wanting one for ages. We just didn't have room where we were, and then we saw Angela's at Colour and Cotton, and we thought, oh gosh, to have the space, because at that point we hadn't decided to get a studio when we got back until we got back, and then made the decision. I thought, well, the very first thing we're doing, that's the first one. We'll get another one next month, because we wanted to get that, see how it went. You're good with it. It's all good. So we want to get to a point we have the 2 Jukis plus our just domestic ones there, and we've got our 1 roller iron, but we want to get a 2nd roller iron again, just so that Brent and I can get things once he's dyed the things, and they're drying quickly out there now. We can just get things out in double the time, half the time.
Yeah, not double.
Half the time. We can get them done in half the time. He can serge with me. We can iron together. Put the television on the wall, away we go. So, and did you say it's so quiet?
So quiet, yeah.
Normally I have to have my noise-cancelling headphones off with the domestic serger, but it's been amazing. I'm very excited about that. It's funny the things you get excited about.
It's a little bit scary when it goes, but
It literally, yeah, it's a bit of a, you just have to get used to how fast it is. But, you know, what would take me, say, like we have roughly 50-metre or 50-yard rolls here. So I cut them and serge them in 1-yard pieces. What would normally take me about 2 to 2.5 hours, I think will probably be an hour and a half. I've still got to time it with the new one. So, yeah, so that was exciting. Big purchase. Huh?
Yeah, it's a lot quicker.
Yeah, so bring on number 2.
Mm.
What else, babe? What else have you bought?
I haven't bought anything else.
No, you got your birthday stuff to show, but
I didn't buy any of that.
No, I'm saying you've got that to show later. But because it's been so long, I've been pretty good, but now it's been so long since our last Flosstube, I've got quite a few things now. Right, first thing I'll show you, this is a patchwork thing. Oh my goodness, what have I just dropped? It doesn't matter. My friend Carol from Cherry Pie Designs ordered me in this beautiful pack of fat quarters. This range is by Betsy Chuchkin, and it's called Kate's Garden Gate, and it's just beautiful. One of the things now that we've got everything up here and out of the house, as Brent says, like a bomb's in our home at the moment, but the good thing is everything, barring the racking, which is out in our garage, is up here. We can start to clean our craft room. Well, it's not going to be your office anymore. It's going to be your just boys' den thing. I don't know. And mine's just going to be my craft room. So everything now, we want to wait until all this stuff's done, and then we've got a couple of days we can spend at home just to like tidy up our areas and have it to be a nice space that we can just sit in. You know, Brent's got a beautiful big orange leather chair thing that he bought to sit in and read a book in the sun in his office. That he hasn't had a chance to do so.
I actually don't think I've ever sat in it.
I don't think you've ever sat in it. No, so you know we want to have that now that we're going to have the time at home once we get back from the States. You know, just make it a nice retreat place that we can go into, but we want to organise the rooms properly, don't we? We don't want to just shove things in plastic bags and shove them in the wardrobes or whatever. We want to actually organise those 2 rooms really nicely. Part of that means I'm going to have to start to take these apart and make some quilts, because quilting is one of my hobbies. So I do want to start doing some quilting. Don't know, baby.
You'll never unwrap those.
The problem is my friend Carol's the same. Now, she's a prolific quilter, but she still has trouble opening these things up too. So
how many other packs of these have you got at home that you've never opened up?
This is on my plans. Well, the good thing is Carol's now encouraging me. We're going to have some sewing days together once we've caught up, and just get some quilts made with these. And she's very good at pushing me along to do that, because she said she's finally undone one of hers. So we're going to start making some. I love Jo Morton's quilts. And she's a quilter who does a lot of single block quilts, and I love single block scrappy quilts, so they'll be perfect for these. But they're mostly all in and Carol's got similar taste to me, they're all in the beautiful kind of reproduction fabrics, vintage fabrics, and so expect to see some lovely quilts being shown. Okay, so I bought some. Now this may seem ridiculous given the fact that I have many, that's something we did mention, what we're going to actually show at the end. Many fabrics to choose from. And I must admit, even with my stash of fabrics from where I've got from other places, I do tend to use ours anyway, just because I love them. But I decided it's always good to support a dyer. So this is an Australian dyer. This is number 12 Stitch Co. I bought 2 of their, 2 pieces of theirs. Brent's like... Well, because this is not for our designs, obviously. This is just for my own private. I am not a trader. It's like I bought Lakeside linens all over the United States when we were there in March. I'd still like to have these different things, because you see things every day. And as I said, all of our models will always be stitched on ours. Most of my personal stuff, all of Brendan's personal stuff will be stitched on ours. And these may just sit there. I don't know, but it's just nice to have them in your stash. So this one is... I don't even know the name. Oh, there we are. Right. And 40 count antique lace. And that's a pretty one. I don't know how these are going to show up. These never show up properly.
Well, it's a white room, this one, so it should show up.
It should show up okay. So that's that one. And this next one. Well, actually, it looks a lot different than it did in the picture on the website, but I actually prefer it. So this one's called Decrepit, and it's 40 count, and it's very good. I have no clue what I put on. It's probably something Halloweeny, I don't know. But it's a looks like it's been like a, yeah, I don't know. It's just really pretty. As I said, not what I was expecting, but better than I was expecting. So that's always a good thing. Yeah. So, like I said, I don't know what I'm going to put on those, but get them when you can. That's what I figure. You know, it's like everything. It's like
Can you stop pushing me?
I keep pushing our chairs. Unfortunately,
I don't have a shoulder anymore.
Get over here, then.
You keep pushing me out of frame.
I'm sorry. It's because we're not normally in these kind of chairs.
You're a camera hog.
We normally sit in our dining room chairs, but these chairs, because they're on, when you've got the rolling things, they're bumping each other. I feel like we're in like a Dodgem car thing.
You just keep pushing me to the side.
Sorry, baby, I didn't mean to do it. Okay, so and now
let's do it. You don't.
I don't do it at home. We can't
Yes, you
move our
do.
dining room chairs.
And with no shoulder at home as well.
Not. Oh my gosh, I've got stuff going everywhere. Okay, this is all like, well, it's been like 6 weeks. Ironically enough, in the last video that never made it to air, I didn't have to, so I've done a bit of purchasing this last week. All right. Anyone well, some of these are purchases and some aren't. Some of the result of the Patreon designers who are in Patreon that I support. So I joined the Witchy Stitches Patreon. I think we mentioned that in the last video we actually aired, I was hoping that the Witchy Stitcher would have a Patreon, and then she launched one. Well, I couldn't sign up quick enough. Well, this month's chart for levels, I think 3 and 4, is called the Haunted Carousel. Her Patreon is well worth joining. It's a lot of fun. If you love the Witchy Stitcher as much as I do, it's a no-brainer. This one, everyone's been doing this for Pride Month and stuff. I bought the chart. I probably won't do this until next year, but I still wanted to support it because it was part of it was for a charity. I think this was called Move Forward in Love, the Pride Sale by Modern Folk Embroidery. I've even got the fabric. I've got everything picked out for it. I just haven't. There's no way in the world I'm starting that this June. No way. This one now, somebody showed a finish of this one on Instagram, I think it was. So it wasn't on the Primitive Hairs Etsy site. So I contacted Izzy and said, is this discontinued or is it still available? And she said, no, a lot of her older charts are still available. She just can't put them all up there. So if there's ever an older chart that you're looking for, to just message her and she can sell it to you. So not a great photo because this is one of his very early ones, but this one is Witchy Moon. There are 3 projects in it, and I love it. I don't know if you can tell very well from that photo, but it's a really good one. Okay. This is one I bought recently. I don't know what year this one is. I think it's an older one, but I just saw it and loved it. It's called Token of Love, and it's From the Heart, Needle Art by Wendy. I love that one. Let's see a date. Oh yes, 2022. It is recent. Oh, there you go. That's probably why I saw it. As many of you probably know, 1884 Stitchery is reproducing some old out of print designs from different designers as she gets the rights to them. This one is Of Female Worth, and it's Mary. I don't know how you pronounce this. Mary Livesey Sampler, 1832. Now, this was from 1998 originally, but that one's been on a lot of people's unicorn lists for a while. When we had the shop back in the day, I had so many Of Female Worth charts, which were fabulous, but I never kept any for myself because I didn't know they were being discontinued. By the time I knew they were gone. Now, this one was just in the last couple of days. Again, 1884 Stitchery. I think this one is from, this one's from 1987. Goodness gracious me. Oh, it's a baby. This is not a good photo on the. I've printed it out. It's not a great photo on this cover, but this one's been on a million people's
She's got to hand it to me.
unicorn list. This one's called the plantation sampler. That's not a good photo of it, but it's. I didn't know it was that old. 1987. Didn't even know many samples were being done that way. This is a cute little one. I just wanted. This one was one the friend bought me. It's out of print now, but it was on Birds of a Feather. A lady up the road was selling some, and you got on eBay for me. He was bidding on a few others, but they went for crazy amounts. So, but I thought this little one was cute, given all the rain we've had for the last 7 months. This one's called Spring Home, and it's a little bird with an umbrella. So I'd stitched that as a bit of an homage to this year. Everyone's been seeing these. These are the latest in the Year in the Woods. This is the Bald Eagle and the Bear by Cottage Garden Samplings. And I bought this one. This is an Erica Michaels one. It's part of her Petites collection. It's called Ask, Seek, and Knock. Now, what I'm going to do, this looked very Halloween-y to me, so I'm going to make it turn into kind of spooky colours and stitch just like a little Halloween spooky piece, because I thought that doll looked very Halloween. And this one is Home Sweet Home Pin Keep, Scattered Seeds Stitch. I've seen a few people finish this one, so I bought that one as well. Okay, and now when you're a patron of Teresa Kogut, you will also have access to purchase at a discount her previous either Patreon releases or her current catalogue. This was, I believe, her Patreon August 2021 Tier 3 and 4 release. I think it'll probably be released. I think Teresa said this one may be released down the track. I'm not sure. Some of her Patreon charts will be released, like ours. Some will be released down the track. Some will just be forever exclusive to Patreon. This one is fabulous. So this is called Halloween Sampler. And this was from August last year. I want to start that one for this year. And this one was also just Tier 4. This one's called Primwich, and this was from the same month last year. So her charts are fantastic. Again, Teresa does the computer-generated ones, but they're so clear, and they'll look while she gets a model stitched. And just as an example, this was June's Patreon releases from Teresa. So this one, for this month, this one is A Clean Heart. This one is Common Looking People. And I love this next one. This next one is called 1810 Folk Art. That's a fabulous one. So they're the 3 charts we got as members of her Tier 4 for Patreon this month. Okay, and then yesterday, as I said, in the morning, we just went out for just a few hours just to get some sunshine. A friend of ours, Bobby and Jane, had a stand. It's Lambo Art. Bobby's a beautiful potter. And so we went out to just to have a visit. We haven't seen them for ages. And as I said, it was an outdoor market locally, an artisan market, just to get some sunshine before we got back to work. But I'm just trying to find, what did you buy, Brent?
You bought 2
Well,
things.
I bought a beautiful little, what do you call the thing I bought?
Oil lamp.
An oil lamp. It's a little ceramic, I can't explain. It's like it's like the old-fashioned ones, but it's all in ceramic. Beautiful glazes on it. You fill it with olive oil, and then you burn the wick through this gorgeous ceramic. I didn't bring it up here today because it's full of olive oil, but it was burning last night. It was beautiful. So that was gorgeous. We'll put a link to Bobby's website too. And she also sells via, I think, is it Facebook or Instagram? I can't think. But I got a beautiful this is the little potion jar. I don't think you're going to be able to see this, but it's just got a little thing that says believe on it, and it's got a little bee. And in it, I won't show, but in it are a bunch of little tiny crystals. Feel that. It's a nice little witchy thing that I love. So yeah, so that's my little potion jar. And Brendan bought,
She made it for me.
or she basically made it for him, yeah.
Yeah.
A Bigfoot mug.
Bigfoot coffee mug.
I'm going to turn it around, so it's really pretty. She just does. She's an amazing, amazing potter. We buy you'll see a lot of her stuff in our home and just around our desks and stuff. Brendan likes to remove some of the ghosts from everywhere, so he tends to burn sage a lot. Don't you, Brendan?
I'm not allowed to because she thinks it smells like butt.
Brendan says it. Anyway, I won't say what he says. But This is gorgeous.
It's just a bowl.
To put his smudging and stuff in.
But it's done in a copper glaze.
Yeah, it's
I don't know if you can
beautiful.
actually see the glaze on the camera.
It's
The copper
gorgeous.
glaze, but it's really, really pretty.
Yeah, that was beautiful. So that's Lambo Art.
Bobby Oliver Lando.
Bobby Oliver Lambo Art, I think, is the official name of the business. But we'll put a link to her website below, and you can contact her. She has the same potter that did that beautiful jar for me. I don't know if I ever showed it. If I didn't, I'll show it. And if you haven't seen it before, let me know and I'll show it in our next video. But she did me something. I didn't want anything morbid, but when we lost Toby, my whippet last year, she did a beautiful jar for me, and it's got
This one.
Oh, yeah. And it's got a sculpted laying. She got me to send her photos of Toby, and she sculpted a beautiful resting whippet on the thing. Just unbelievably beautiful. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I shouldn't have. But also, while we were there, I bought this. Brent bought this beautiful artwork for me. This is was Julia J. And it's an original artwork. It's beautiful. It says, she only fell when she forgot she had wings. And anyone who knows me knows I love dragonflies, and I just think that is fantastic. You could buy the prints, or you could buy the frame print. So just to say, we don't have time to be looking for a frame or get it framed. It was just easier. So that's going to go on the wall behind my desk. Here at the shop.
And that was her card.
Here at the shop. And that's her card. And we'll put a link to her as well. She is so much fun, and her Instagram page is fabulous. I looked that up when I got home. And I realised too, I've obviously seen it at a previous market, she has a beautiful pen and ink bee. I love bees. And I had actually bought that before. Brendan said, I'll get you the bee. I said, I've actually bought that previously. So that was really fun. So, yeah. And I just remembered another thing. Again, this is kind of a purchase, but it's something I'm in anyway. So I don't know if you call that a purchase. But I'm in the Cruel Goblin Schoolgirl Sewing Club. And this quarter was this beautiful. They do a beautiful box. Obviously, I've obviously taken it apart now. But this is the second release for this year. This one is by Reflets de Soir, and it is called MJ Boyven 1847. And Julie packages everything so beautifully. It's such a treat when you open these. Like it came with all the beautiful silks on this beautiful floss card. The silks are gorgeous. It came with our she did this one on flower.
Yeah.
And also, too, there's another separate little project that comes with, it's like a little pin cushion. So we got the template and everything for that. So I'm just putting these aside so that when I catch up and have time. These are not very big stitches, I don't think. I don't think it'll take all that long to do them. So I kind of want to do them when I'm more relaxed and not sort of rushing, because they're kind of like, I feel like they're peaceful stitches. And it always comes in this beautiful, well, I'm collecting these now because I love these. When I'm going to a friend's place or something, or we're just going out the day, it's good to put stitching just in a little tiny bag like that. So, yeah, so technically that was another purchase. So I think that's all my purchases. Oh, and I also bought, not that this is really, this is not craft related at all, but one of my favourite scents in soy candles. Brent also makes soy candles, but this is beautiful. It's called Orange. It's an orange and vanilla bean, and it's my favourite scent when it comes to candles. So I wish you could smell it. It's just beautiful. Oh, it's divine. So yeah, so that company is called Etiquette. And again, they were just locals making them at the market. It was an artisan market where you have to have made the product to be in there. So yes, so that was our little splurge from yesterday morning. Then we had to come back here and continue working, but it gave you a bit of a charge being out in the sunshine on a Saturday morning. So righto, what's next? We are, by the way, I just remembered at the very beginning, we forgot to tell you, a lot of people have been asking us, can we do like a showing of all of our different coloured linens? So whereas everybody else says we're doing half-year whip parades at the moment, we're actually going to, at the end, show you one of all of our colours in our current linen range or fabric range. So if you stick around to the end, we'll do that after we've done all our usual stuff. We haven't done one in the past because it's typically linen colours don't typically show up great, I don't find, on Flosstube, but we'll give it a go. So hang around till the end. Okay, what have we got? Gifts. What have we got this time? Okay. Now, this was a lovely gift that we got from Susan Kruger. First of all, it came in this beautiful card that she made. And it was a really interesting thing because she said she's made a pocket so the letter to us is in there, but she didn't actually write on the card. And the idea is that we want to then give a gift to somebody else. We can then just put a letter in with that card, and that card can continue to get passed around. My problem is I tend to love cards that people do for us, and I like to keep them all in my special box. But I will do what she asked, and I will ship that one out when we send something.
No, you won't.
I will.
You won't.
I just don't have anything to send out just yet.
You'll never send it on.
I will. Anyway, so this was just a lovely surprise that arrived. I got, and my friend, just as well, and my friend Andrea, who's my friend from Texas who lives in Australia. This is, because if she lived closer to us like she used to, I'd probably lose this. This is a beautiful trivet, little like porcelain trivet, which has Texas blue bonnets on it, which I love. So I'm actually going to leave that up here so that we've got it up here at the studio for when Brent has a coffee and we have something hot. And look what you got. You can finally now open these and start wearing them now that we've done this Flosstube. He's been hanging on to these.
I haven't been able to wear them.
Yeah. It's from a company, was it No Boring Socks?
Yeah.
So it's Bigfoot socks.
Bigfoot socks. Perfect socks.
That's very cool. Okay. Now, and then look again, just out of the blue, this arrives. This is from Terry McMillan, and first of all, I'm just so blown away by people. Just kind of, there's a whole heap of these in there. We must have mentioned on a previous Flosstube that we picked up some of these when we were in the States. I think this is the Anchor Black on the reels. And, we can't find it anywhere here. You can't buy it here. I'm sure you can't. We've looked everywhere. But I thought, that's okay. We're going back. We'll have numerous trips back to the States. I'm sure we can get some more. Well, she just bought a whole stack of them for us. I'm just so grateful. The mail costed $19.20 just to post it. So, oh, my gosh. So to think that she thought about us enough to send those, I really appreciate that, Terry. So I'll now actually contact you privately too to thank you, but they will be getting put straight into that Supernatural sale. So thank you very much for that. And also too, I know I mentioned in a previous couple of videos that I found that the Sarah Moon sampler, which was originally reproduced by Needleprint and now by Stitchy Box, they bought the rights to it, was my third great-grandmother. My Uncle Chris has now sent me all the history and stuff. It's a fascinating read. So, and I did mention that when Needleprint originally did them, I didn't know that then, and it had always been my favourite, and I'd put it aside and I had lost it over the years. So I bought the new PDF from Stitchy Box, which was absolutely fine. Well, then out of the blue, Leona Sweeney, lovely, beautiful, exquisite stitcher, and lovely person. She actually, I got this beautiful card in the mail, which was just divine. I'll be definitely keeping that card. It's also got a little rabbit on the back. The chocolate was gorgeous. But she sent me, she said that she saw it and thought that she may have still had it from years ago, and she gifted it to me, which is the original cardstock with all the history that they found. Well, I burst into tears as soon as I opened it, of course. I don't think Brennan knew what was going on. I was just, because I have to tell you, these are, I know it's still available as a PDF and things, but these original charts, they're no joke on eBay. They're beautiful, beautiful charts. They all have this gorgeous sort of, I won't show you the chart, this beautiful sort of history and stuff, and I will absolutely treasure that, Leona. I was moved to tears that somebody thought enough to gift me that beautiful chart, because it is my great grandmother's, and I will be stitching this, but I don't want to rush this. So I found out, oh gosh, I've got it in my history. I think it's the 8th of March. Sarah was born on the 8th of March, so I think what I might do, it feels like a million years away, but it's the way this year's going. We're almost in July. I think I might do a start on that on Sarah's birthday. So if anyone wants to join me, you've got about 10 months to kit that, 9 months to kit that up, and we'll do a stitch along for that in March. But Leona, thank you so much. It will be treasured. Thank you. And also, now many of you, I know we've shown this before, but these are our needle blocks from
scissor blocks.
What did I say?
Needle blocks.
Oh, I'm tired. Scissor blocks from R&R Woodworks, Kentucky, and we just love these. Now there was a little bit of confusion, I think, when we showed these last time, because they weren't. I think that these were made sort of as a special order type thing, not just for us, but they're a special order item. Well, they've now put them up as an actual item with a separate category on their website. We'll put the website below. These are just one of the most beautiful things we own. So you could actually now, rather than having them custom made, they are actually now a category on their own. So different woods, obviously. Brent's he chose a different wood. I always like the lighter kind of ones. So yeah, so we will have their website below. And also during the week, we got a lovely gift from them. From R&R Woodworks KY. They've got their own website now, but they're also on Instagram. And so I got the long one, which is a green wood, and Brendan got the shorter one, which is an orange wood. So two of our favourite colours, which we just, I think Roxy was saying that the dust was all orange.
Yeah, like Cheeto dust.
Yeah, all over the place. So that was a lovely surprise during the week. So. And it's ironic too, because the green one is the longer one. We've obviously got both. We've got the shorter ones too. But I like the longer threads, and Brendan likes the shorter ones. So choosing the two different colours and different lengths was perfect. I'm sure they didn't know that. But so Rich and Roxy, thank you very, very much. We love those. So check out their website. Okay. Now, I think that's all my gifts, I think. Oh, no, it's not. Hang on. Wait me a second. I've got everything everywhere here now.
Big butt in the camera.
I said thank you, Brendan. I sent my friend Andrea, who makes these beautiful project bags.
Pushing me over again.
Oh, my goodness. It's stupid rolling things.
No, it's you're a hog.
At least in the other room, we're going to be on carpet, so we won't roll like this.
You're a camera hog.
Not a camera hog. Yes, so my friend Andrea, I had some fabric still on some bolts with bees and stuff on it that she'd made some previous project bags out of, and she asked if I wanted it. I said, no, I'll just send it to you, and because people were requesting it from her. So she made me some beautiful project bags. So this one, as a thank you, this one, so there's two in two different colorways. So there's the beautiful butterflies with the blue, and they are the blue on the inside. I just realised that's where my Witch's Hollow chart is. This one here is blue with the, oops, the beautiful butterflies on the inside. Hope you can see that. And I'm using one of the other project bags. There were 4. What do I do with the other one? Oh, it's got one of my projects down there. This one had crowns with these beautiful bee skips all over them. And the other one is all the bee skips and the bees with the black up the top. It's down the bottom here somewhere. Yes, just give me 2 seconds. It's sliding all over the place. Oh my goodness, I've got stuff going everywhere. So
Butt to the camera again.
What?
Butt to the camera again.
This one's the one I've got my, thanks, Brent. I've got my Ghoul-Tide Welcoming. So that's the other one. Oops. And it's just beautiful. Yeah. And as she always does, and I've dropped the 4th one, so I won't bother showing the 4th one. These are the lovely little pin cushions that she does with the coloured buttons. And they're beautiful. So thank you, Andrew. As you can see, they're already being used. So can never have too many project bags. Okay. What do you got, baby?
Well,
Birthday presents.
Andrea sent me some bags too. So the first one that she sent me was an ant one. I don't know where she found ant fabric from, but she found it somewhere.
He loves this so much.
So I'm already using this bag. And to go with it, she did a forest creature one, which also has the ant fabric on it as well. So all little forest creatures.
Mm-hmm. He's lucky he's keeping that one.
Let's just keep hiding it from you. She also did a little thread thingy. I don't know what they're called.
Thread bling? I don't know. Fun things to hang your threads on.
The matching pin cushions, and she fussy cut the fox with a little ant on the button. Those ones. And I've had to hide these because the last lot that got sent was stolen.
It's not stolen. They were just acquired.
It's little floss cards with the jackalope on them. So the jackalope is Andrea's spirit animal.
Or whatever you had for it. Okay.
And for our friend Jenny, Jenny made this bag, which is amazing. Little fox bag. Again, I haven't been able to use it because I have to show it.
Yeah, so now we had all this shown in our last video, which looked great. We can now start using it. But because we had to refilm it, it's all had to sit there. So we haven't been able to use any of these fun things.
Yeah.
Look at these, 1,000 of them.
It's not 1,000 of them.
There's a lot.
She made some custom floss cards with Bigfoot on them. And a little, whatever these things are called.
Floss bling, I don't know either.
With a dragon on it. I'm not sure if you can see that.
Yeah, they're hard to see, those little things. Bigfoot's cool, though. Naomi?
And Naomi actually custom dyed a silk called Cryptid Cocktail.
As many of you know, Brendan's favourite colour is orange. Yeah, have a look at that.
Well, I'll return it around the other way so you can see.
I was just about to say.
With some Bigfoot cards.
Yeah.
So she's actually pre-cut and carded.
Yeah.
This beautiful floss for me. So
I think it's a one-off, but that's she's Stitching Squirrel on Instagram. We'll put her details in the comments below. I don't know if that was a one-off for Bren. I don't know that she will custom do that for anyone else, but you can always ask. You're going to do like a long dog or something with that, aren't you, Bren?
Some notebooks, because you can never have too many notebooks. And she found a pair of scissors that actually match the colour of the thread.
The silk.
The silk thread. So
I can now go on your scissor block. Oh, yeah, there's one hole left there.
There it is.
There we go. You can now put it in there for good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you were spoilt, weren't you? And then?
Someone else bought me some stuff as well.
We got a few things from you as well. Oh.
So, I've got a new Lego kit, which I'll actually leave up here now, and I'll actually make up here.
Yeah. Now we've got room.
Yeah. So it's Van Gogh, the Starry Night, in Lego. That'll be fun making that in my spare time one day.
That's Brendan's favourite painting in the entire world.
So that'll go on the wall up here.
Yep.
And I've got a few other little things. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see these.
Probably not.
Just got to find.
Brendan normally he's dripping with jewellery. Actually, normally we both are, but
I can't wear it because I'm dying.
It's dining room today, so he hasn't got his jewellery on. But he likes Thomas Sabo as general deal, and Pandora was not his thing until they brought out Star Wars and now Marvel. So
yeah,
he's collecting.
I don't know if you'll be able to see them at all. I'll just show a couple of them.
Couple
Black. So they've brought out a whole series of little Marvel charmy things. I think there's some Star Wars ones in here, isn't there?
Yeah, it was the Princess Leia one you didn't have.
Yeah.
He's got all the others. That one's your favourite Millennium Falcon, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't wear any of it because I'm dying.
Yeah, because we're up here, yeah.
In another hour. There's like Thor's hammer. There's Black Widow here. There's
Black Panther.
Oh, and the little power thing from Iron Man's chest. So again,
he'll show you when they're all on his bracelet eventually.
I haven't put them on my bracelet yet.
That's because we've been writing your film again, baby. Feels like your birthday was a million years ago now.
It was.
When we filmed the last one, he just had it. So, oh yeah, that's the cool thing.
Yeah, and Karen got me also a keyring that has a leather tape measure on it. So it goes up to 15 centimetres or 6 inches. And it just...
Comes from the Cruel Goblin. So if anyone's after those, contact Julie at the Cruel Goblin.
So it just folds out.
Down in Sydney.
So it's a little like laser engraved.
And Julie said it softens as you use it too.
And the last thing I got, again, I don't know how it will show up.
Beautifully packaged.
It comes in this beautiful box.
Where'd you put it?
I don't know where I put it. I thought I put it in the box.
Did you leave it at home?
Must have left it at home.
We'll insert a photo.
Yeah.
That's scary. I was going to say, where is it? You must have left it on the dining room table, baby.
It's a pretty empty box.
He's now going to stress out because he loves it and he's going to worry he's done something with it. It'll be on the dining room table.
I've put it somewhere. It's not in my pockets. No, I don't know where I've put it.
You've got to explain what it is because we'll insert a photograph.
Yeah, I'll just insert a photograph of it. It's just a fidget toy.
They're called worry beads.
Yeah.
Anyone who watches MasterChef in Australia, well, one of the chefs we really like is a judge on there. His name is Jock Zonfrillo, and he carries always these beautiful worry beads. He has a different set practically every episode.
Yeah.
But he actually he and his wife hand make. He's a chef, but he hand makes. He and his wife hand make these beautiful worry beads. And Brent's been wanting them for a long time. Brent's one of these people that needs things in his hands to fidget with. And so they're perfect for him. And it's supposed to calm your mind and your anxiety. And it's not working because right now he hasn't got them on him. And he's very anxious and everything. But they are definitely, I think they're on the table at home.
Probably. I had them in my hand this morning. I thought I put them in the box. But
yeah.
No, I mustn't have.
I know I saw them on the table at one point. So, see, he doesn't have his worry beads in his hand. He's now stressing out. So, they work when they're in his hands. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, so that was your birthday, baby.
Yep.
And as I said, we did the Penn and Teller thing. We did Vivid. It was a pretty good job. The worst part was it fell right in the middle of our busiest period. But next year... Well,
the only bad thing about it was with the restaurant we went to. When we got there, they told us we only had the table for an hour.
Oh, yeah, that was a pain. We went out the following night to a restaurant up here that we'd heard was really good, and it was actually really nice in there and everything too.
Yeah.
And I booked the table, and then they said, "Oh, by the way, you've got to be out in an hour." We were like, hour and a half, hour, whatever it was.
Just over an hour.
And it's like, would you not tell people that when you booked the table? It was ridiculous. So we just didn't enjoy it really. You had a couple of nice gin cocktails because I was the driver, but
They didn't make
you
much
know,
money out of this.
normally we would stay. Then we would have stayed there the night, and Brent could have had a few more drinks. I probably would have had one earlier, but because we knew we had to leave in an hour, I typically might have one with him. And if I'm the driver, well, if we're going to be there for a few hours, I'll just have a soft drink for the rest of the night. But I didn't even bother because we had to be back in the car in an hour. So yeah, so that's not something we'll do again.
No.
It's a shame because we're always looking for a nice restaurant. When we used to live in the Blue Mountains, we had a lot of nice restaurants that were within walking distance of our home. And up here, things seem to be a long way away. You have to drive to a lot of places. But that doesn't matter so much, but we've still been looking for a nice restaurant. We had a nice one over at the entrance, which was right on the water. And we used to go over there and sit on a weekend and have a lovely long lunch. And then they closed. Unfortunately, COVID put the end to a lot of things.
No, that was before then.
That was actually before then too, wasn't it? Yeah, but a lot of other nice ones have closed, unfortunately. But yeah, so anyway, such is life. We'll find a nice one. Good thing is we'll be in the States in August and we will be eating and drinking away all around the place, all around Arizona. So looking forward to that. Okay.
Plans.
Our plans. Well, I've got, the good thing is I've got some designs being model stitched at the moment. I'm designing quite a lot up here. It's been great. I'm just going to be finishing up. I've got to have the requirements to the shop we're partnered with for the Homespun Facebook exclusive. The Homespun, I never remember the name. Homespun, what is it, Brendan? Homespun Sampler Exclusive Group, I think it is.
You're just making that up.
It's Homespun something. I don't know why. It's a great group to belong to. I constantly, just give me 2 seconds while I just quickly look at it.
How rude.
Quiet. Hang on. It's called Homespun Needlework, and in parentheses, cross stitch and samplers, close parentheses. It's just a long one, that's all. There's about 10,000 members. It's a great group. And designers will team up with a shop to produce an exclusive for that group. And it's an exclusive. It's 12 months before it's released, to the public. So you've got to be in this group to you buy the kits from the shop, but you have to be a member of that group to be able to buy it. And Brendan, and we're the exclusive designer for October. I'll tell you more details about that as we go, and I'll show you. I'll be stitching the model myself. We don't need the model done until late September or something, but I do have to have the requirements to the shop so they can order the floss next week. Yeah, so. The good news is we'll be doing the linen as well, so the shop doesn't have to worry about being able to get the linen in time or how much they need. So that's going to be a big relief for them. So it's just the floss she needs to have plenty of time. Just with the shortages and stuff of things at the moment, I think they want it as soon as they can. So I'll be putting the finishing touches on that. That's going to be a reproduction sampler. Yep. It's beautiful. Apart from that, just cutting, serging, ironing, getting this lot of orders out, so that we can clear the decks for August. And I'm just going to continue stitching wise. I want to get that supernatural border done, and I want to keep stitching the gill-tied. Well, I'm sure Gary will have that thing finished probably by the next time they do a Flosstube. Gary and Ronnie, I think they've been a bit under the weather, so wishing you a speedy recovery. And our friend Andrea has not been well, so wishing her a speedy recovery. Everyone's coming down with either COVID or the flu or whatever at the moment. So luckily everyone's not seriously ill, thank goodness. But we hate seeing our friends sick. So so that's my plans. What about you, baby? I'm going down to IKEA this afternoon, my least favourite shop in the world, although Brendan does love it. But while he's here dyeing fabric, I'm going to buy chairs and a table. That'll be fun. I'm going to spend my Sunday afternoon. And what are your plans, baby?
Dyeing fabric.
Yep. Yeah, so that's pretty much our next 3 to 4 weeks. So So we want to be nice and in front for when we leave.
Yep.
For our holiday, which we're so excited about. I can't even tell you. I don't know whether I'm excited. I'm excited because it's getting closer. I can't even believe it's the 26th of June today. But at the same time, you want it to be here tomorrow, but you want as much time as possible because we've got a lot to do before we go. So, yeah. So what are we doing? We're going to do a giveaway?
Yeah, there's a few giveaways.
Yep. And then don't forget, we're now going to do, anyone who's not interested can finish up after this next bit, but we're going to do a fabric parade next.
So, because we've been having trouble giving away the things we're giving away, we've decided to put up a Google form. So the link will be below. So if you want to enter the draw, you'll have to make sure that your details are also registered on the Google form.
Yeah.
Because if we do the draw and your name isn't on the Google form with your address details and your contact details, then we're going to do a redraw.
Yeah. We just don't have the time. And we're not getting enough. Like the things we're...
Well, sometimes it's taking 3 and 4 months
to
actually finally get hold of the person because YouTube doesn't let us access people's contact details. So it's very hard for us to contact people. We've got to do a lot of searching.
And if the person who has won something has missed that Flosstube, which is easy to do, these things that we're giving away are just sitting in Brent's office, and we want to give them away.
They're pretty much all gone now.
I think we've either we've redrawn them,
or we've managed to track the people down.
Or track them down, yeah. Or they've rewatched a video from 3 months ago and seen that their name came up and have contacted us, but it's just too much mucking around. So yeah, Google form, and none of your details would ever be shared with anyone. It's just so that we can contact you to say you've won. That's all.
That way we can confirm your address, and if they're like for this giveaway, we're giving away 3
t-shirts.
We can confirm the size and get them shipped directly to you.
Yep.
So we're giving away 3 of our new t-shirts.
Yep.
So if you just comment shirt.
If
you wanted to.
Yeah, not t-shirt, because people might spell that differently. They might be T-E-E or just T. So just shirt in the comments. We'll do that draw. It will be 2 weeks' time. I promise you it'll be 2 weeks' time we do our next video.
I wouldn't make
I am promising you that. And it'll be in a nicer space and this big blank thing behind us, and all my pretties will be in the wall behind us in the other room.
Well, that remains to be seen.
And
now, let you hammer nails into the wall yet.
It's going up. It'll be up there this week. So we typically have our sampler wall at home behind us, and many of you have often asked me over and over, what is the great big sampler? Clearly it's not behind us at the moment, but it's the big Dutch beauty that's normally behind us on our wall at home. It's probably been our most asked question is, what is that? And I know a lot of people out there are doing stitch-alongs for Dutch beauty at the moment, so it's nice to see them being stitched on Instagram and Flosstube and stuff. Now, just out of the blue during the week, I received the chart from somebody who, she asked not to be named, so I'm not going to name her, but she knows who she is. Thank you so much. And she said she has finished stitching Dutch Beauty, and she had noticed that we had constantly been getting asked about it. So she said, well, she's happy to pass her chart along. So to that person who's done this, thank you very much. And so we have an original chart of Dutch Beauty to give away. Now, I know we gave this kit away. We had a kit we gave away before. That got snapped up straight away. So this is just the chart. It's not the fabric. But, yes, so if you would like to win that chart, just say Dutch, D-U-T-C-H. And we will draw that along with the T-shirts in the next video.
Yeah.
So... Now, I know there's going to be a million things that we've forgotten. This has probably already gone like an hour and a half, 2 hours or something. So with the fabric parade we're about to do, this is going to be a long one. So as I said, if you're not interested in having a look at all the fabrics, thank you for watching. We'll see you in 2 weeks. For those of you who do want to see, it's probably going to be about another half hour. And we will get that done right now. So for those leaving us now, bye. For those who want to watch this, we'll start it now.
So for everyone that stuck around, we just wanted to, we've had a few requests for it just to show our current colour range. So we've got 27 colours in our range at the moment. There's 2 more colours coming out late August, beginning September. So we'll show you those closer to that day.
Mm-hmm. Maybe 3. That green, that heartstring sampler you used may be coming out there too.
Maybe.
2 or 3.
There's 2 or 3 coming out end of August, beginning of September. They'll go to our auto stores first.
Mm-hmm.
Our auto stores will get them about 2 weeks before they're available to all the other stores.
We've got quite a few stores on our auto program now, so that's growing all the time. So, yeah.
So do you want to start?
I'll start. These are in no particular order because we just don't have time to put them in alphabetical order, or they're in whatever count we just had on hand.
Yeah,
so,
and the reason we've got them is we've had a couple of orders that have cancelled.
Yeah.
And for some fluky reason, those couple of orders that cancelled,
had ones of everything practically.
When we combined them together, they had one of every colour.
Yeah. Some of the smaller orders will be just 1 yard, and it's a pain though because what Brett is going to do, obviously, as we've got more time, and we haven't wanted to do it just because of the linen supplies and stuff like that. Is we are once we get back from our holiday, we will for things like our lesser popular colours, like watermelon ice, for example. Like one shop had ordered 1 yard. Well, clearly Brent's going to do maybe 10 yards and have them on the shelf so that if we get an order for 1 yard, he's not just dyeing 1 yard. In this case, he had to dye 1 yard of watermelon ice, 1 yard of Tibucina or whatever. So, and then that person cancelled their order. So just two orders.
A couple of orders that have been cancelled.
So between all of them, and that's why the counts are all over the place because it's whatever they ordered. Which is fine. These will just go into the ones that are going out to the next lot of stores. It's not a big problem. It's just that, some of the
just a fluke that we've got them all here.
And that's the reason we're doing it today because there's not often that happens.
All the children are home at once.
Yeah, so we thought, and they won't be from Monday because we'll be reissuing this cancelled order to other people's orders. So we thought, well, we can't even wait till our next Flosstube. We really have to do it today. So. And as I said before, the main reason we haven't done this before is because oftentimes they don't really show up true to what they are. So just bear that in mind when you see these. I'm not sure how it'll go. We've never filmed here before, so we'll just give it a shot. Okay, so as I said to you, this is what I'm doing that Ghoul Time welcome on. I want to show you the half piece, like it's a yard, but we'll fold them over. This is called Tornado. Can you see that, Brendan? I think if we show it from back here, I think the colour will be better.
Yeah, just push me out of the way. It's okay.
What? I don't know how else we're going to do it.
You just punched me in the face. But...
Sorry, babe. So this is Tornado. It's a really good one. I'm actually doing Halloween Quaker by Leela's Studio on our Tornado, and I'm loving it. So that's Tornado. We'll go 1 for 1.
No, so I get to punch you.
Yeah.
So this is Lyrebird Dell.
It's a nice bluey green.
Yeah, with bits of yellow in it. It's a really pretty one.
Now that there's just the odd one that dyes sometimes differently on a count. That one for some reason dyes a lot lighter on 40 count. We don't know why that is.
Well, just the last batch of 40 count.
Yeah, the last batch of 40 count that we got, I don't know if they had extra sides in, but some of the colours went a little bit lighter on it. But everything else was perfect on it, so I don't know. I don't know. I think it's something to do with what Everett's Wygart's doing in their factory. Okay, this one is our baked clay. Very, very popular. Paulette from Plum Street uses this a lot. A lot of the sampler designers are using our baked clay quite a bit. And it's one of my favourite colours too. It seems really versatile. Lights show up well on it. Darks show up well on it. So that's baked clay.
Now, mid-grey, which is Elephant Run. So it's a grey that has like a brown through it as well. It's a brown grey.
Yeah, it looks like elephant hide, which is why we called it Elephant Run. We've got 3 greys. We've got a light grey, a medium grey, which is Elephant Run, and a dark grey. Grey's the hardest colour pretty much to get, isn't it, baby? Are we okay putting it on the table in front? It's not going to pick up. Oh, good. I'll do that. I'll do that in future. Oh, the one that started it all, named by our lovely friend Paulette from Plum Street Samplers. This is Hog Bristle. and it's still probably one of our best sellers.
Yeah, the colours changed a little bit over the years because dyes.
The
Yellows
changed.
The black that we use in.
They discontinued
dyeing,
both.
They discontinued them.
Our most popular linen, and they discontinued 2 of the colours. Replaced them with a black and a yellow, but they weren't exactly the same, were they?
No.
Do you want to say what happened? You want to be in our house when they did that. Brendan was not a happy camper. Because at that point too, hog bristle was just our main. It was our main colour, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's not that much different. It's consistent now.
It's a little bit darker than it was.
It's a little bit darker than it was, but that's going back 2 years too. This has been our hog bristle now for quite a while.
Yeah.
So, again, Paulette has done quite a few things on hog bristle. It's a good sample colour. I love hoggy. People often ask us how we come up with hog bristle, and
we didn't name it.
We didn't name it. Paulette named it. We said, well, if you want to use it on a sampler that I think she did. I can't think of it. I can't think of the design. Shepherd Song. I think she put it on. We said you can name it. Which she did.
So one of our brighter colours.
Yeah. This just come out with Heartstring Sampler. Just come out with something on this, Beth.
Which is beetroot.
Yeah.
And the colour is based on, well, what we call beetroot here, tinned beetroot here, which in America I think you call it pickled beets.
Yeah. And I said, Beth from Heartstring Sampler just brought one of her designs out on that with the white floss. I love beetroot. I've got to do something on it. I just haven't decided what yet. Now, this is the bane of Brennan's existence. He hates this. He hates dyeing this because it is a double dye he has to do. But this is getting more popular by the order. This is our Black Swan, which is like a dark charcoal black colour.
It's as close as we can get to
black. It's as close as we can get to black without just using a commercial dye or something. It's beautiful and very popular, and Brendan hates it. But it's not going anywhere because it's getting more popular, not less popular, so it's staying.
Okay, so this next one was actually named for our favourite shop.
Yeah, for the Attic Needlework. Yeah, one of our favourite shops, but yes, certainly Brendan's.
This is up
favourite.
in the attic.
Yeah. Lovely Jean. We thought we will do a fabric as an homage for her, and I think she stitched quite a few things on the 56 count of Up in the Attic. I know we are just so excited to be going to the attic in August. I can't even tell you, because our one and only trip to the attic was quite a fast one because we got stuck in snow driving across Arizona and behind a couple of massive accidents. We literally had 20 minutes before they closed on that particular date. It was like, and they'll close the next day. So
that was the only day we could be there.
Yeah, and then because we had to head to market. And so we are very, very excited. I can't wait to have a proper visit to the attic. This one is one of my favourites. I want to start stitching a lot of my stuff on this. This is called Winter Wren. It's dark, but it's not too dark that you can't see it. So this is Winter Wren. Again, Paulette named this one because she put one of her designs on this. Second one. So we have a thing now that if we do something specific for a designer, that becomes part of our range, the designer names it. So Paulette named that one Winter Wren. I can't remember. I think one of her stacks, it might have been, was it Bigfoot that she kind of designed?
Not sure.
One of those ones is on Winter Wren. Yeah. It's a lovely grey, bluey kind of thing.
So this
my favourite?
One of my favourite colours. It's one of our newer colours,
yeah,
which is Saltbush.
And it's really doing well.
It's a really pretty colour.
It's like a grey-green. It's hard to explain, but everything looks good on it. And
it was an original Fabric Club.
Oh, yes, that was it? No, that was Flower.
Oh, okay.
We are probably going to, a few people have asked, will that one go out as a, because some of our Fabric Clubs will be part of our existing range.
Fabric Club?
No, I promise you it was Flower.
Okay.
So you're going to do it this month. Well, you changed your mind. We'll probably do, we'll do that one down the track for our Fabric Club members because quite a lot of you have been asking for that one. Okay, my turn. This is another one of my favourites. I've designed quite a few things on this. This is called Eucalyptus. And it's named after our gum leaves here in Australia on the eucalyptus trees. It's very, very, again, it's a pale grey green, bluey grey green. Very popular. Tanya from Scarlet House, I think, has done something on that, or it might have been her alternative.
Paulette has as well.
Paulette has as well, yeah. So, yeah. Oh, and I just remembered Tornado. Laurie from La Di Da also had a release at market this year on our Tornado.
This is Ancient Rome. Hasn't been overly popular.
Oh, it's becoming though. A couple of designs are starting to use it.
Starting to pick up.
Yeah, and I know that's going to be used on some designs that are going to be coming out where designers have asked us to send them the fabric for specific projects. So there will be things coming out on Ancient Ruin. I just love Ancient Ruin. I think the thing of it is, I think it's not so much that it's not a popular colour. I think people just don't know they exist. And if a designer has, a lot of the designers are using the more sampler colours, the lighter sampler colours. So whole bristle, saltbush is becoming really popular. Some of the other ones will show you paperbark. Because they're lighter and they're easier to use, but the darker ones not as easy to use. So what Brendan was saying, our very first fabric club fabric was for the sampler. Oh, sorry, for the brights and neutrals. Sorry. So for our neutrals is flannel flower, and it's kind of like paperbark base sort of thing.
No,
it's not. I said similar to a paperbark with a grey overtone, and this is really, really popular too. Oh, don't look at me like that. I'm just describing roughly what it looks like. It looks like it to me. I know it isn't, but yeah. So flannel flower. I know Tanya loved it. This was one of our market releases. I know Tanya loved it, and quite a lot of other designers like that one too. So I'm stitching a lot on flannel flower. A lot of probably our market releases next year will be on that one.
So this one's paperbark.
Yep.
So again, it's one of our neutrals.
Yep.
So it's just like a yellow brown.
Yellowy grey, greyish kind of, yeah. It's more neutral than our Eureka. Eurekas, which will be coming up, Eurekas have a bit more of a yellow. This is more of a...
Yeah, it's got more of a browny grey.
It's creamy. It's really, really good. Again, I think... Tanya from the Scarlet House did a lovely big sampler on paperbark that I think was released to market. Me next.
Yep.
This one's becoming popular too. Again, we've had it for a long time. Now some designers are requesting it. So this one's called Fossil. This is our dark grey. It's kind of grey with a greeny undertone, kind of very good Halloween colour. Yeah, so... This would also be good if you're stitching things like the Praiseworthy Stitches ones that are on that lovely grey. Yeah, Fossil is becoming a popular one. Again, Bren's not keen on dyeing the greys, but I think he's going to be dyeing a lot more of that one soon. So, fun. Okay. This is becoming a little bit more popular too. I love this.
Yeah, so it's one of our coloured neutrals.
Yeah.
Which is Ocean Air. So it's
Michelle from Betty Stitches, she's used Ocean Air quite a bit. She used it on some of her market releases. I think she's got used it on something coming out soon.
So it's a very pale blue. And sometimes it, depending on the weather, sometimes it has a little bit of brown shop in it as well.
Oh, that's interesting. I haven't noticed that.
Hot days.
It's a really good one. But see, it's more climate controlled here, so...
Yeah, it might get that.
I don't know if you'll get that. This one, oh gosh, you have to excuse this one's a little bit crinkled. Sometimes... We've got to time it now so that we can iron it when they're 99% dry so you get that lovely smooth finish. But just every so often, we have a hot day or whatever and you just can't, it doesn't matter how many times we put it through the roller, it's still a little bit crinkly. It'll come out as you're stitching it, but just... now, this is really one of our most popular ones. This is called Ballet Slippers, and it literally looks like ballet slippers. If anyone's... It's like a pale apricot-y... beige kind of, it's really, and that's on 32 count too, so that's a little bit darker than it normally is too. 32 count tends to be slightly darker, but that's our ballet slippers, and again, quite a few designers have been using that one. I know Stacey Nash used it for something. I think it might have been a club piece because she ordered a heap of it from us. I did my cat magic on this one.
Yep, which is Tibicina. So Tiburtina was based on a flower.
Yeah, that flowers here in the autumn.
Yeah. I don't know if it's called something different in other parts of the world, but
Oh, Tiburtina is beautiful. You know, in the spring, the magnolias are out, everything's out, and it's beautiful. But in the autumn, which is my favourite season, the Tiburtina, we used to have a beautiful Tiburtina tree when we lived down in Sydney, and it's just this glorious, it's just covered in purple flowers in the autumn. So you got all the beautiful autumn trees changing, but you have this tree that with the big purple flowers, just gorgeous. This one, it's really good, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is not one we sell a lot of, but again, it's beautiful. I think this is called river gum, and it's just a lovely dark green.
Yeah, it's dark green.
River gum is a native. Most of the names of our linens will have some sort of Australian base, like as in Australian name. Most of them, I think, except one's the designer's name.
Oh, we've got a few that don't.
No, I know.
The next one.
No, that's true. But we do try to keep a little bit of an Aussie theme, like river gum is a native plant. Or as I said, if the designers name them, like I think that green that Beth is coming out with designer, which is a lime, I think she's calling that
Swamp
thing or something. Yes, that's obviously not Australian, but it's cool. Yep, bright one.
Watermelon ice.
Yeah.
So it's a reddy pink, but it's very bright.
Yeah. Like an icy version of watermelon. This is one of our original colours, still very popular. If you like a yellow kind of base, this is called Eureka. Again, it's a goldy neutral. We call it Eureka because that's to do with the gold rush here in Australia. Eureka's very, very popular. Great neutral. Similar to paperbark, but more yellow.
So this one...
Oh, I love this. This is one of my favourites.
So it's actually named after the New South Wales...
Native.
Well, it's
emblem.
It's the emblem of
New South Wales. It's a beautiful native Australian plant. It's probably one of the most beautiful flowers you'll ever see. If you Google Waratah, and it is pronounced Waratah, it seems to be... I never think of that because we just know how it's pronounced here because it's our state emblem. Google Waratah and you'll see what a beautiful, beautiful flower it is. It's probably, I think, so most beautiful. And a flower, by the way, is also Australian native. This is also probably our most popular grey because it's light. This one's called Prehistoric. And it's a lovely light, bluey grey, Bryn?
Yeah.
Great light colour. It's kind of like the light version of eucalyptus, so it's about that.
It's not green, but...
No, but I'm saying as far as value goes, it's about the same kind of value as...
You're colourblind.
I didn't mean colour, I just meant it's the same depth of colour as eucalyptus.
Don't stack any higher.
No stacking any higher, okay.
You put it behind it, you just don't go any higher.
You're like, oh, no, there, you can do that one and I'll do this one then. Well, our last two. We've got everything, we covered everything. I think we have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
we're trying to do this as quick as possible.
Provided you picked one of every colour.
I think I did, baby. I don't think I missed anything that I could think of. No, that's all right. Okay, so this is one of our ones that is more staining rather than a...
Yeah, these aren't dyed, these are stained.
Yeah. So this
they're
one...
not colour fast.
This one's dark. I don't think... These never show up good on camera. We have two. We have Duxbury and Mayflower. Mayflower's the light version.
Yeah. So these are stained with a
concoction
formula that we've actually made to try to make them look like antique linen. And like antique linen, if you did wash it.
Yes, these ones will fade, will come out.
Yeah, they won't go all the way back to white again.
No, they'll just be lighter.
Well, this one doesn't. Mayflower doesn't really change much when it's washed, but
Duxbury can.
Yeah.
Duxbury can be darker and lighter. It just depends on the day and the weather. It can be darker. But it's hard to see on here. But it's a darker, more distressed linen. And I've been using Duxbury a lot for my primitive needle stitching. I think you can see it very well there. You can't really see it.
And how stained these are too is weather dependent.
It's very weathered. Sometimes Duxbury's, well, not so much Mayflower, but Duxbury can be quite a lot darker with a lot more staining on it, depending on the weather.
Hotter days, it's
we're learning that more in this new studio. So, but to give you some, I've also to give you some idea that Brendan does for people in for anyone in our fabric club for June who hasn't received their linen yet, and you don't want to see what it looks like if you're in the colours.
Yeah.
In the brights, not colours, sorry, in the brights. Look away now because we don't want to spoil it for you because a lot of people have got it.
Well,
a lot of people have it.
Colours,
is it?
We have neutrals
and colours. That's right. Sorry. Yeah. So the mail. Goodness gracious! Like I mean, who knows? I know. It arrived in the UK.
Yep.
Yesterday, I think, because Michelle is kindly distributing those for us. But honestly, the mail. We were talking to a couple of people on our last Zoom, and they were just saying how they got tracking numbers, so they can track it. They see it's left Australia, but once it gets to the United States, for example,
they're getting stuck in customs.
It's just getting customs or in a particular sorting area. If it gets stuck in Chicago, it can be ages. Miami is another bad one. Just seems to sit there, and they're seeing the tracking, and they can just see it sitting there. And there was one time I think when it finally got out of I think it was Chicago. I think Brenda and the Serial Stars, she's in our fabric club. She showed it, but somebody who was down in I think Iowa hadn't received theirs yet for like another week. I think.
Yeah.
So who knows with the mail? So look away now if you don't want to see. But this was the this was Blueberry from this month. So this will be an interesting scene. I think Michelle is saying it's her mission to find something to stitch on this. So obviously now sometimes he does do multicolours and stuff. They just aren't part of our general range. So if you're in the fabric club, you will be getting some things sort of that are very flat, or some things that can be quite. So I just thought because he showed you it's just a double dye. Because Brent showed you the white clay that he was stitching something on earlier, I don't have a piece of it here, but that white clay will become part of our range. This probably won't. No. So that's an example of things that we do for the fabric club that aren't necessarily going to become part of the range unless there was a big enough calling for something. This is just a fun piece, whereas white clay, great neutral. So yeah, so we try to do that as quick as possible because we know this is going to be a long video. We don't want to bore everybody. So no whip parade for us. Ours is a fabric parade. So we'll do a whip parade at the end of the year. Because by then, hopefully, we'll have a little bit more stitching done. So are you counting them all? Oh, he's counting them all.
Didn't get them all.
Are you sure? There's 2 here.
Okay, yeah, got them all.
We got them all. Just putting them up out of the way. So yeah, so if you are interested in any of those or have any questions, just drop us a message below. If you're looking for them, as I said, we gave you a list of the shops that currently have them in transit. Give them a call. Yep. If there's something that your local shop hasn't ordered, they might have other ones of our linens, but they don't have a particular colour you might have seen. Just drop them a line. They can order it in for you. So, as I said, though, we are going to keep each time we send a whole bunch off, we will list it on our socials that these shops have fabric on the way, just so you know. Like for example, in England, a few people from England, the UK, have been asking us, is it going to Peakside soon? Yes, it's on its way to Peakside. So you know that you can contact Sue and
she should have it in about a week.
Yeah. So anyway. Now that's definitely it from us.
Yep.
Like I said, we hope you haven't bored us. We're a little bit all over the place just because of that failed video the other week and the fact that we're a little bit out of practice because it's been so long. But we're very excited about our new little studio area in there. We'll be all set up there for our next video with all our pretties behind us. And
that's still contentious.
I'm going looking for the hammer when I get back from IKEA. So yeah, so until next time, we'll see you in 2 weeks, and it will be 2 weeks. And until then, have a great 2 weeks.
Bye.
Bye. Hey, look, baby, we're almost the same height. Okay.
No, you must have that chair cranked right up. Your feet can't be touching the ground.
They are touching the ground. You rude boy. Come on.